Jai Hind everyone, my name is Tanishq and I'm ex-NDA cadet. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the written strategy for the NDA examination, and this video in general is for anyone who is going to attempt the NDA examination in the subsequent years or maybe this year. And we will be discussing first in general about what the examination is about, what is the marking procedure, and finally we'll be discussing about the strategies specific for those who are attempting this year, and then onwards we'll be moving forward for those who are who will be attending the next year and after that. So first of all, let's come to the UPSC website here, and I'll be discussing directly from the syllabus, so directly from the notification as well only. And the scheme of examination. So the website says that the the examination is divided into two parts: mathematics and the general ability test. And in general, I can come many doubts about mathematics part because usually the students get the GAT test very well. So usually what they find difficult is cutting that crossing the sectional cutoff of the mathematics test, and I'll be making subsequent videos on that too. The duration of the examination is 2.5 hours, so total of 5 hours, and maximum marks obtained is 900 marks. And you need to qualify, like, to be on the final merit list you need to be about 400 marks, okay? And see the website of the UPSC says that you don't need any particular or any specific preparation for qualifying the examination if you are a student of standard 12th mathematics, and if you have mathematics as a subject and you're a student of standard 12th, so you don't need any specific preparation. But the line here is valid only for those students who have been very dedicated in their previous standards, and those who have already completed the NCRTs of standard 6 to 12th. So otherwise you need to prepare judiciously for the examination as well, for the written examination as well, apart from this SB. So the website mentions about the basic awareness, like the candidates must write the answers in their own hand, they can't scribe, and the calculators are not allowed. And now we'll be coming out like a general overview of the syllabus. So the mathematics syllabus is like algebra, matrices and determinants, trigonometry, analytical geometry. So it is basically the syllabus of standard 11th and standard 12th. And the books I would recommend is NCRTs, and apart from that R.S. Agarwal or R.D. Sharma. If you want, you can practice. Apart from that, you should always practice previous year question papers, at least 10, and you should follow NDA Pathfinder as well. From my side, I would recommend at least these books. Apart from that, if you want, you may always add anything to the list you want, but please make sure that you make your book list after viewing this entire video, because I'll be sharing about different book lists for different students, those who are in standard 11th, 12th, and for the droppers as well. So make sure you watch the entire video. Now coming to the general ability test. So in this, the GAT is also divided into two parts. First part A is English of 200 marks, and part B, the GS, is again 400 marks. In total 600 marks. So usually what I see is the English question paper. So there are many students asking doubts about the English, because usually there are a lot of students who are not from English speaking background or English medium school. So what I want to say is, if you prepare for the examination in such a manner that you solve specific problems that are only for the end examination, so you can easily clear the written examination for English. So it is not a big deal, but yes, if you don't have good command over English, so you should actually try to improve your English and conversational skills, because ultimately you need to give the SSB for qualifying for the examination, and therefore you would need your conversational skills there. So apart from English, the general knowledge part. So the general knowledge part is divided into physics, chemistry, general science, history, freedom movement, geography, current events, intelligence, and personality. So that is the SSB. We won't talk about that here. So first we'll talk about physics. So if you're a student of class 12th and you had class 10th PCB or PCM, so you don't find anything difficult in physics or chemistry, I guess. Okay, and even if you're not, so at least still standard 10th everyone has read science, and I believe that this is common because usually the questions from science actually are from of 10th level only, and a little bit of 11th and 12th is included. So even if you're not a student of science background, you don't need to worry. Just make sure that you know whatever you were taught till standard 10th. Okay, apart from that, history and freedom movement. So history, see, the history question of the India examination, I would personally say is like there are a lot of topics they don't use to make questions for example, usually they don't make questions from the medieval period. So and I'll be discussing about those in the subsequent sections as well, at what to leave and what to not. So for example, the history section is quite predictable, that you can predict that questions would come from the Indus Valley civilization, or in case there is a king who was assassinated or anything like that. So questions usually come from those topics that are highlighted in the history, not very like deep rotten questions from history. Okay, and apart from that, questions will be from the freedom movement, and those questions would be pretty tough compared to that comes from the ancient history. But I hope that you would be able to do that as well. Geography. So geography, there are some static questions, for example, about the dams, about rivers and all. And apart from that, there may be some questions that are not static, but like linked to your current affairs. For example, this year they may ask about the geographical region of Ukraine or Russia. For example, in our times, the question of geography had some reference with the current affairs, because at that time in news there was the Nagorno Karabakh region was in news. So we were asked to spot Azerbaijan, Armenia, and so the questions were like that. So I hope that geography questions may be linked from current affairs, but I can't guarantee. Apart from that, you have the general static geography till standard 12th, and for the entire GA section, I would recommend like you complete the NCRTs, and apart from that, you can do previous year questions and the Pathfinder book. And if someone is specifically preparing for this year and they haven't completed their NCRTs, they can like directly complete it from the Lucent section as well, from the Lucent's general knowledge yellow color book. So this is only for those who are preparing for this year. Apart from that, if you're preparing for the next years, so you should prepare first the NCRTs, and after that you should move on to the Pathfinder and the question papers. Okay. Now, yes, the scheme of the examination, there is like 1/3 negative marking and 4 marks for each correct question in the general ability test, and 2.5 for mathematics. Okay.